And the team that gets me excited, Manchester United, Manchester United.
Now I think we'll go ahead now for this new chairman.
With Dave.
Yeah, big Dave and small Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Dave, look who I got.
Hi Dave, it's Mickey Thomas
Mickey.
here. Say hello.
Say hello.
Hi, thought I'd say hello to you, Dave, and obviously to your subscribers too. Make sure to everyone else get subscribing as well.
Dave, guess what I've got here? Superstar Alex. I'll say hello to Dave.
Hi Dave.
Yeah, how we going there? Hello to. Top man, Stretford Ender, right back in the middle. C23. We win 2-0. We're going to smash on second half.
Yeah.
We're on the wall at Stretford Ender, mate.
Yeah.
We're famous, aren't we?
Yeah.
We are famous, yeah. Nice one, Dave. See you later. Bye, Dave.
Here we go. Hi everybody.
Hello.
Here we are again.
We are back. Have you missed us? No.
No, I doubt it very much.
It's been a few weeks. Been a bit busy. Life stuff going on. Involving moving house and divorce as well. So, yeah.
That only applies to you, not me.
No, Mum has tried it a few times, but she can't get rid of it, can she?
No.
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 So, yeah, so that applies to me. But everything's, I think it's on track. I'm not too sure,
No.
but it should be okay. So we're here. We are back. Not much has happened since the last one, really, has it? To be honest, in terms of United, we've only got another manager.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
What do I reckon? Well, how many managers have we had in the last 10 years?
There's been a few.
This will be the fourth, I think, won't it?
What, since Fergie?
Yeah.
It's more than 4, isn't it?
Oh, I lost count.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it can't be every manager's fault.
No.
It's got to be the common denominator is
The players.
the players.
Yeah.
So this guy's come in. He looks fresh. He looks keen.
Give him 6 months.
I was watching last night, and he sat on the bench, and he's got like this,
I know.
and he's shaking his head, and I'm thinking,
What have I done?
he's got lovely dark hair at the moment.
Yeah.
How long will it be before he's the same colour as me?
I know.
Well, this happened overnight.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
You was born that way, weren't you?
No.
No.
I wasn't born yesterday, was I?
Well. Can I tell the audience your crash helmet story?
No.
Okay, then. Yeah,
It's rather personal.
All right, then. We'll leave that one then. If you want to drop me a little line, I'll tell you what it is face to face. It is quite funny. Yeah. So.
Why would anybody else want to know about my crash helmet?
Well, you don't want to talk about it, so why are you asking me about it?
Yeah, but you said if anybody's interested, just get in touch. Why would they want to get in touch?
Because it's funny. But some people who do know me do know the story anyway, because I have told them.
Well, if you've got nothing else better to do,
Well, that's it. Anyway, the new manager, yeah, the club will soon bring him down. He'll start looking, because he's 38 and he's 39, so he's the youngest one we've had for a while. He'll start looking as old as me soon, and he will have grey hair like you.
Yeah,
because he doesn't know what he's come into, does he? And I think
he's got a big job on his hands.
And he said that himself, and he said about he'd never spoken. So after the first couple of games, he said, I've never spoken so much. You know, he said, I think in the first week he spoke more to the press and everybody else, done more than he's done in a year at Sporting. You know, but you know what, he's massive, isn't it? And maybe they do ask too much of him. You know, when you look at the press conferences, it's pathetic. The questions that are asked, it's just rubbish, just drivel. The questions, you know.
Well, surely you don't go into a job like that with your eyes closed.
No, he knew, but he still said it was bigger than he thought it was going to be. He knew it was big, but he said it's fine. He said he can adapt and stuff. So,
Well,
and I hope he can.
I hope he does.
I hope he can. So, and he has given a fresh, like Rude was good. I like Rude being there, give us a bit of a lift and that. Would he have been the answer long term? I don't know. I just don't know. But Ruben's come in. He's got his team, hasn't he? They look okay so far. But then when
Who does?
the team look better than they were, but they're working a bit harder. However, we're filming this the day after the Arsenal game. And obviously Arsenal didn't really play that well, to be honest, but they were far better than we were.
How many corners did Arsenal have?
14, I think it was.
How many did we have?
Didn't have any, did we?
0.
Yeah.
That says it all.
Exactly.
First half, we weren't too bad.
First half was all right. I thought we played some decent football coming out. No, nothing else.
Did we have a shot on goal then?
No, I don't think so.
Well, how decent was that?
No, we were decent going forward until we got close to the penalty area.
Well, that's where the goals are.
And then we regressed. But what was funny, Ruben, I think one of the press conferences he did say that we've only really trained on the build-up play. We haven't trained on the extra bit. So that's the harder bit. So I'm going to let him off for that one. I thought that was quite funny when he said that. But he seems like an honest guy. Maybe he's too honest. I don't know. But I'm hoping that he won't take falls lightly, and he'll get rid of some of these ones that are really taking the mickey. Right, I'm not going to name any players now. People who know me know what I'm talking about. But
yeah, but it's not their fault, is it? They've been signed by United. What are they going to say? Oh no, I don't want to sign for the biggest club in the world.
Yeah.
It's the selection process.
Yeah, some of the players we've signed are nowhere near good enough, and you've got to ask the question: why have we signed them?
Exactly.
And then they're doing it, and then it's just But I'm talking about players who we've brought up from the academy.
There's that as well, yeah.
That and I think that's worse. There's players that said they're United through and through, and they're going out on that pitch, and then they don't care for whatever reason. And I hope it's not any issues that they've got, and if they have got issues personally or whatever, I hope they get support with it. But
so has that been going on for the last 10, 11 years, 12 years?
Well, there's some players, I suppose a little bit, yeah. But we've bought badly, haven't we, in that time? Going back to what you're saying.
Yeah, but you're talking about academy, but
that for me, the last night Arsenal was the final straw, right? He's messing about in the court. What's the one thing you don't give Arsenal? A cheap corner, and he's trying to be clever in a corner. He can't even flick the ball up to volley it over his head. He's on 300 odd grand a week, and he just kicked it off for a corner, and they scored from that corner. That's not saying they wouldn't have scored from the next one.
Yeah, but once again, you can see that. I can see it.
Yeah.
But
Roy Keane can see it because he was having a moan about it as well.
The manager can see it. The training staff.
Yeah.
Once again, what are they doing on the training field?
Exactly. Well, they're not doing much on the training field because they haven't got time to train. But the players.
Who hasn't?
They're saying they haven't got time to train properly because of the game, because they're playing like 3 games a week. They can't train at full tilt because they don't want other players to get injured. So they're doing a different. That's what he's saying. So to implement his style of play, because it's completely different. So he's walking them through it, and it is change. You can see a little bit of a change in some of the players who have really gotten onto it, and there is a difference there. But what I'm saying is players who can't be bothered, and they're just shrugging the shoulders. They'll run a little bit. They'll pretend to close somebody down, and someone else will get a ball and do a nice little flick to them, and they can't be bothered to try and stretch for the ball. Makes the other player look like a fool.
Well, that's not difficult, is it?
Not really. So, And then he's at a corner as well. He was like putting his hands up in the air, like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, you're a senior player in the team. And I just think it's disgrace. You've got people who have travelled hours to go and watch them.
Yeah.
Like Alex and his mum went. They've been going to a lot of away games this year, so they probably didn't get home till gone 3 o'clock in the morning, or 3 in the morning.
Right. People have spent good money.
Yeah, they've travelled down there.
It's not cheap, is it?
Yeah. So to go and watch them, and they go and see somebody who can't be bothered. So I just hope that he can do something to turn that around, and I'm hoping that he's using this time so he can see the players himself who he knows he can trust, and he can work with the ones that he can't, and he goes, right, that will want that player out. That's what it's got to be. And I've said it before, we've got a load of young talent there, and some of that's going to be lost. Either they'll get sold, well, some have already been sold previously for this to get the financial fair play thing balanced out. But there's players there. When you watch the academy play, there's some real talent there.
Yeah.
And I know it doesn't always come to fruition, does it? That they get to some lads reach a ceiling at 18 and they can't get journey. But to break through, like Kobe Mainoo, for instance, to break through is phenomenal, isn't it? And he's suffering a bit for it now because he's probably been overplayed, hasn't he? So,
yeah, there's that. Plus, he's in a, as I said before, a toxic mix. There's something going on with the senior players. And you bring a young player in, he's in the changing room with these guys. You don't know what's going on. And they get in the wrong message.
Exactly. And that's what needs to stop. They all need to be playing as one, as a team.
Of course.
And there should be no question about that whatsoever.
No.
Manchester United, it's our club, isn't it, Manchester United?
Yeah.
Regardless of what's going on behind the scenes, the stuff that the club as a business are doing, which is pretty disgusting at the minute with ticket prices and what have you. And I've had a bit of running with them about a ticket refund. But it's still your club, isn't it? The football bit is still your football. And you still watch and be loyal to your team. But if the player, someone's not doing it and they're not showing that determination and that loyalty and they're not giving it back, then what are you supposed to do? You can't keep saying, oh, it's all right, they'll play, he'll score in the weekend and then won't play so well the next 3 games, then he might do something else.
Yeah. It
just gets to a point, and I reckon the youngsters just bring them in, just start using some of them in this style of play. Just do it.
Yeah, and when the senior players, either they get rid of them or the contract runs out, bring in players that want to play for United.
Exactly.
And I've said it before.
Yeah.
You could bring in players from the Championship.
Yeah.
Who are seasoned players that they know how to play football. Yeah. They know what to do with the ball.
And they're hungry.
And they're hungry for it. They love it. Yeah. Give them a go.
Yeah.
Build up slowly. And or is that too simplistic? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not an easy problem.
It's not an easy problem, no. I think that would work if, like you said, we'd get relegated, but that obviously never going to happen.
Well, you keep saying that, but once again,
I keep saying, but I don't think we will.
No. Well, I hope not.
No.
But in another way, I hope they do.
Yeah, it's a restart. Get rid of some who, must be a clause in the contract they can leave if they get relegated. And then go from there. But we want passion. We want people who want to do it, put everything in.
Yeah.
That's what we want. So, but let's hope we get it.
Yeah, we're going to the new year with a more positive attitude.
Well, yeah, you've just got to give the new manager a chance, and you just hope he doesn't get thrown under the bus like the other managers have.
Yeah.
So, and he's able to put his stamp on it and weed out some of these players who are not quite, they're not doing it.
No.
For whatever reason.
Anyway,
yes.
on a lighter note,
yes.
You've been to see some past players.
Yes.
Just recently.
Yes, I have.
Let's
Yeah, let's do that. Well, another one as well. I've got some shout outs as well while I remember.
Right.
Before we do that one. So
Just have a drink.
yeah. There you go. Is it warm enough?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, good. So yeah, people that I've seen that I wanted to give a shout out to. So there was Lucas and his mum who I saw at one of the games a few games ago that I promised to give a shout out to, and I think it was Lucas who was.
Has he ever watched their channel?
I think they have subscribed, yeah, and I think it's Lucas who he's half Portuguese, right? Lucas, right? So his dad was Portuguese. I might have mentioned it before. I can't remember. So, but it was when we played. He was there for when we played Chelsea, and he wanted to like get all the Portuguese players to sign his book and stuff.
Right.
So I said I'd just give him a shout out on there.
Have you ever been to Portugal?
Have I ever been to Portugal?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I've been to Portugal.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever been to Portugal?
Yeah.
Yes, I know you have.
Obrigado.
Yes, exactly. So,
that's the only word I can remember.
yeah. So yeah. So Lucas, how you doing, mate?
All right, Lucas.
Hope your collection's coming on with your signatures. So yeah. Another one as well is Jack. All right, Jack. So saw Jack one of the games. It was one of his first times, and he's getting the autographs, and he loves it, meeting the players. So and Jack was finding it. It's the same with Lucas as well. With difficulty. I think they're both on the autism spectrum, at somewhere along the spectrum. So they find it difficult with the crowds and stuff, and both being lads as well. So they're both with the mum, but they were loving it.
Yeah,
absolutely loving it. So I'm really focused on that. And what this was, I just remembered it now. Lucas, this was funny. So if you'd only get a player, you'd only get the signature once, right? Because sometimes you get repeat people coming over players. And if he didn't want the signature, he'd just shake the player's hand just to acknowledge them, and the player just be stood there going, and he just shook their hand. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Very respectful.
yeah.
Very respectful.
Well, you've got to be, haven't you?
Oh, this is it. He's not going to just leave them hanging, is he? You're going to shake their hands. And that's it. So, but that was funny. But Jack and his mum, they've followed the channel and they've made some comments as well. And what I promised Jack was, because it was like his first time, he was a young lad, and it was really good for him. I said, I've got a shirt, a United shirt, been signed by some of the players from a couple of seasons ago, and I said I want to give it to you. So at his next game, and he's going to the Newcastle game just on the 30th of December.
Mm-hmm.
So he's messaged now, and then they've been in touch. They've been in touch via our new email address.
Oh,
well.
really?
Got the email address, yeah. So if people want to get in touch with us, I'll put it. So do your thing. I'm going to put it on the screen, and here it is. There. So yeah. So if you want to get in touch with us, send us an email, and then I can send you then my mobile number if you wanted to as well. And then that's where. Obviously, I can't put it on YouTube.
Yeah,
then,
I could send you my mobile number, but I haven't got a phone.
He hasn't got a phone. You don't want to be doing that anyway. So can't bloody answer this. Excuse my friend. You can't answer the phone anyway.
I don't know how to switch
the thing on or off. But if he does switch it on, he doesn't know it's on, but he turns it off when he's supposed to be turning it on. I think. Anyway, so but saying that, when you was in hospital once a few years ago, you did have a phone and you did all right with it.
After a while, yeah.
You never rang us or spoke to us. You were speaking to other people, but not us.
Well, I had a bill for £30 when I come out of hospital. Anyway, that's another story.
Anyway, so and I just want to also, I want to wish a couple of my buddies United. I want to wish Ben all the best as well. He's having a bit of a tough time at the minute. So, so Ben, keep going, matey, and I'll see you soon. And Dave, Woody, He's a bit of a he's the wheeled warrior that I've mentioned before.
Yeah.
Right. He's having a bit of a battle at the minute against the club in terms of because United have made all these cuts to the staff. So the stewards that we used to like manage the Stretford End area for the accessibility, they've got rid of them all. And all these people have been doing it for years and years. They get to know the people. They understand the various levels of disability. And it was like a bit of a community. And it was good and everyone felt safe in it now. But they've got rid of them all. And the other ones that stayed, they've moved on to other areas. So now they're getting like young kids coming in. It's not their fault. These young kids coming in haven't got a clue. They've had no training, nothing like that. And some of them were scared to talk to somebody who's in a wheelchair or on a mobility scooter or whatever it is. It could be to do with their culture, upbringing, or no lack of awareness. The club should have done an awareness training for them. They've done nothing. Right. I even had one. There was this young girl who was a steward who's got the security scanner for the metal stuff. There was a guy there who was walking with a stick. He was really unsteady, you can see, and he's really doing his best to keep on going. She asked him to turn round to do a 360 so she could scan him, so she didn't have to walk around him. And I thought that was disgusting. I thought that was disgraceful.
Well, as you say, they should be trained.
Yeah, and they won't talk to you. They won't talk to you at all. Won't even acknowledge. You know, they'll talk to the carers or whatever, but they won't. And like Dave it's really affected him. And he has medical stuff in his bag that he has on the back of his chair. And obviously anybody can't just go into his bag and touch it without any sterile gloves on, because then his stuff is useless then, isn't it? And it's just like, it's just, but the other bit as well is the safety bit. Like the lifts are supposed to be manned, or that someone should be at the lifts even after the game until everyone's gone. Final whistle, stewards they just go. Nobody's there, and no one knows what's going on. It's just
discussing a club the United size.
Yeah.
With the new management now, surely they've got.
Well, they've got a duty of care.
Absolutely.
But what they're saying is they're covering themselves. They're saying that the Premier League audit them and they've passed the audits. But what I think they do is when the audits are on, they know when the audits are coming, they up the game for the audits. And then when the audit's not there, then they don't. It's just like audits anywhere, isn't it, really? Everyone goes mental to get ready for the audit, and then you just don't do the stuff afterwards. So, and that's what they're doing, but this isn't so. So Dave's done a couple of articles. He's done one in the Manchester Evening News, and there's one in the Daily Mail as well online. So I will see if I can get the link in the description. I'll do my best to do that. That should work. But yeah, so just trying to get a bit of exposure on it. But they won't engage with him, the club.
No.
They're just basically hiding behind the fact that we've got a United Disabled Association, but MUDSA don't want to upset the apple cart, because one, United are about to halve their funding, and that's what they don't want to do, is upset it, in doing it. And there's different areas in the ground, and not all areas have been affected. So the Stretford End has been like done as a separate thing, and it's away from where MUDSA's based on the other side of the ground. Well, it's disgusting.
Come on, United, sort it out, but they won't be listening to this.
They won't be, no. They won't be. But he's even written to like the head of Colette Roach. She's she's CEO or whatever, but she's senior. Chief Operating Officer, I think it is, maybe. She was actually at the event when we did for the regeneration of United. So she's in charge of Old Trafford. Everything that goes on there. And even the guy who's in charge of fan engagement, I actually spoke to him after the event about these incidents, and they've done nothing. All they say is they've passed the audits, they've spoke to the Disabled Association, everything's okay, but it's not. They're just ticking the box to make sure that they're covered, but it's not okay. So Dave, power to the people, with you, man.
Yeah.
And he's struggling himself as well. He's not too well over himself, but he's still fighting the fight. So, all power to you, mate.
Yeah.
And if I've missed anybody else who I've said again, I apologise, but thumbs up to you all now. So yeah. So your question about the events, I was talking about the events.
Yeah.
The one I went to was, well, they both were amazing, both a little bit different. One was called the warm up, and it was before the Leicester City game. It's where United invite supporters clubs from different parts of the world, and I got an invite via Alex and his mum, and then I've got an invite direct from the club as well. And they always have like ex-players on, to do it. It's all different people. Brian Kidd, this one. Right.
Really?
Amazing. What a bloke he is, Brian Kidd. So, so what was it when he broke into the team? Like, he would have been like 18, coming up to 19 when that season we won the European Cup. What was he like? Did he like come through and think, yeah, he's the future of the club? Do you remember much about it when he broke?
Well, I just remember him getting into the team. Fantastic player.
Yeah.
Brian Kidd was just 18 years of age, an exciting prospect. Nobody at all in this half of the field, and Brian Kidd is after it. He's there first. Booker's got to come to cover. Oakes is in pursuit. It's in! What a goal! Touch for Kidd. Brian Kidd.
And there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what a great player. But he was a local lad as well, wasn't he? He's Collyhurst.
Yeah.
So, and he talks about, he's quite proud of being from Collyhurst, which is local. And that's where Eddie Coleman family was from. And Nobby Stiles. And Brian Kidd talks about Nobby. He said Nobby Stiles was the guy. Said he was the one, he helped him when he come through as a junior and stuff like that. But Brian Kidd was telling loads of stories, and I'm actually managed to video some of them. So what I'll do is I'll put up some clips. I'll add it to this so you can have a look and listen to him. Fantastic. Some of the stuff he's saying, absolutely brilliant. And he was saying a story about, he was at school, United wanted to sign him, but they had the careers guy come into school, right? And that you had to say what you wanted to do. People were like, giving all different jobs and that. And he said, I want to be a footballer, right? And the guy said, well, you're not going to be a footballer, are you? Dreaming? Yeah. He said, no, I really want to be a footballer. But the careers guy didn't. What the careers bloke didn't know was that he just signed forms with United, I think the day before or something like that, junior forms for United. So, and obviously, look what happened. Scored a goal in the European Cup final on his 19th birthday.
Incredible.
That was his birthday. Just unbelievable. And here it is.
The Busby Babes were raring to go. They hammered Benfica. Watch this fantastic goal. My, oh my, how they cheered Kidd, the birthday boy, for that super header. Even Stepney joined in. The Benfica fire had nearly been extinguished. But where United finished, not on your life. Bobby Charlton made it 4-1. Manchester United had well and truly done it. They were supreme soccer champions of Europe. At last, Matt Busby, the maestro of Manchester United, had groomed a team great enough to beat Europe's best.
That was a good goal as well, wasn't it? So, Kiddo. Didn't he make the goal for Sir Bobby, the fourth goal as well? I think he ran down the right wing, didn't he? And he crossed it in.
Yeah.
And then Sir Bobby, that fantastic finish.
Yeah.
He sort of flicked it, didn't he? But yeah, what a player. Brian Kidd. And he played for some big, he went to City, didn't he, as well? And he played for Arsenal. So he played for some big teams as well, didn't he?
Oh, he's a good player.
But he said when he left, it was Tommy Docherty who was rebuilding the team. And Kiddo was, something probably happened with the doctor next, it normally did, didn't it? But Kiddo was quite diplomatic. He just said, I just wasn't part of the plans because they had to rebuild the team, when they got relegated.
Mm-hmm.
And I sort of moved on. The club got some money for me and that was it. But I think he was victim of the club not building after 68, Kiddo. The joke like Bestie, we've said about Bestie before, haven't we? Like won the European Cup and then it all went, there was no ambition then after that. The team was getting older, but they didn't invest. And I think Kiddo got caught up in that as well, didn't he? Being a young lad. But yeah, nice, fella, the stories just amazing. You could listen to him up for ages. And I didn't realise how involved he was with getting Scholes, Nicky Butt, the Nevilles signed to United. I didn't realise how key he was in all that. And he talks about that in the video, so I'll leave that for that. But he was really, really key.
Interesting.
And at the time, I was aware that it was really not what it's done to try and get some members on board. From there, I sort of took it upon myself really to take the ball and move it forward. And over the summer, we managed to recruit enough members to be able to then start buying tickets. And really, the reason why I wanted to get involved is that I've been serving in the army now for 25 years, and still serving. And thank you. I've never really struggled to get tickets. I know there's a lot of people out there who struggle to get tickets, and maybe it's just because of friends who I've known for a number of years who have always probably taken pity on me and sort me out with a ticket here and there. So the real reason why I want to get involved in the armed forces side of it is to give opportunities for serving members and veterans as well to get to games. And at the start of the season, we still have to
do all that. So yeah, so that was fantastic. Got a nice picture with him, with Kiddo.
Yeah. And there it is. I'll hand the ball over to you.
Bosh, there it is. So, and he signed the book as well. The book that we're doing, that we've got, the random selector. He signed the book as well, so you can see. I'll put a picture up of that, of Kiddo.
Any other players there?
Not that one. Not that one. The other event that me and Rob went to was at Hotel Football, and originally it was just an evening with Steve Coppell and Joe Jordan. I think we mentioned it on the last video. And also Mickey Thomas was doing it as well. They added Mickey Thomas to it, so it's even better. So and that was amazing. That was brilliant.
Have you got any clips of that at all?
We weren't allowed to video that one.
Oh, cool.
I've got video of them walking in and stuff, and I got pictures, but we weren't allowed to video that one. We were sat right at the front, so we was just like sat there right in front of us. It was good. But when we got to Hotel Football, Mickey Thomas come in. Me and Robert just had a coffee while we was just waiting for the stuff to. Not many people. And Mickey Thomas was coming up to us. We were just chatting, just having a chat with him, and it's still a bit surreal, really, because you never get players like that now coming up to do game. He was just talking, yeah. So I messaged him to tell him that we were going, and he said, "All right, David." He said, "I got your message saying that you're going to be here." I said, "It's only because you're here, Mickey." So we're just laughing and looking and talking and having a chat and that, and then. But what I like about Mickey Thomas is he's really honest about what he's done and stuff, and he's really funny as well. He's talking about when he's doing the talk on the stage. They were talking about how it was the 3 players, about their journey to United, where it started as a youth player and then all the way to signing for United. And then the second half of it was talking more about questions that the audience could have gave to Alan Keegan, who's the voice of Old Trafford, was giving all the questions. You had to email them in and then he did them. But how Mickey is so honest about his story. Because Stevie Coppell started, and obviously Stevie Coppell was my hero, wasn't he? First United hero, what a player. Saying obviously
he was your first autograph, wasn't he?
First, you got him on that program You know, the Brighton one that
Right, yeah.
you got. It would have been one of my first
Your-
ones in my
when
book.
you were going to Old Trafford,
Yeah.
the first one.
Yeah, we would have got him on that first game, I'm sure,
And there's the photograph.
against Arsenal. Right now, the photograph was the second game against Southampton.
Was it?
The Polaroid picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't play that game, and that's when you was talking to him about getting fit for the World Cup,
Oh, right.
because
Yeah.
he got injured earlier that year season, and
Yeah.
that's when his knee problems had started. I showed him the picture.
Really?
Yeah, I took the Polaroid picture with me,
Yeah.
and I showed him. I said, "Steve, I'll show you this, mate." I said, "That's me." So this was 1982. This was taken, and he's like, "Blimey!" I said, "That's some years ago, that isn't it?"
Yeah.
I said, "Southampton outside." And he's like, he couldn't believe
Could
it.
you remember me?
He couldn't remember. No, he didn't. No, he didn't say that. Yeah, Polaroid. But the picture's getting darker and darker.
Yeah.
Right. It's like we were regressing into the print or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But funny. So that was good. We had a picture with them as well. Me and Rob, with the three of them. So I'll put that up. So you haven't seen that picture yet, have you? So this is for you.
Oh.
So picture's up. He's looking at the picture now. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm taller than Steve Coppell and Mickey Thomas.
That's good.
Good picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. So we'll put that up so you can see it. Yeah, got him to sign the book and a shirt and what have you. But Stevie Coppell was good because obviously he was, when United signed him, he was still at university or Polytechnic, I think it was called at the time, and he still wanted to do his degree.
Yeah.
And Tommy Dock said, "You can. I want you to do it." He said, "Because football can he said football can churn you out." He said, "But I will find a way, and you'll do it." Because Steve Coppell said that he wouldn't do his final year. He said, "I can do that any time the final year." And Tommy Dock said, "No, I want you to complete it all." So it's done. So he's playing for United in the second division, and then he's still going to Polytechnic.
Oh yeah, I remember.
You
that.
remember it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he got Willie Morgan out of the team, didn't he? Because Tommy Dock fell out with Willie Morgan, didn't he?
Mm.
And then Steve Coppell came in. And we all know what Steve Coppell did, don't we?
Yeah. Tommy Docherty fell out with everybody apart from
Himself, the physio's wife.
yeah.
But they went on. It wasn't a fling. They actually got married, didn't they? They actually
Yeah.
were together for a long time. So, you know. But yeah. But Steve Coppell had a lot of praise to say about Tommy Dock. He said he was always good to him, and he said that was one of the best things that someone had done to him to make sure he finished at university.
And that's the subject of Sky program now, isn't it?
With the juniors, yeah.
Yeah. But they've got to study.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
have some backup.
Yeah.
Because only a small percentage make it.
Yeah, exactly. It's
To try and help in the unsighting of Southall, it's Coppell who strikes it and scores! Stapleton on the charge again, and he's got Whiteside in the middle, he's got Coppell in the middle as well, he's found Coppell, and Coppell has found the net! 3-0 to Manchester United, and Arsenal are in disarray now. It was a good battling performance here by Frank Stapleton, and he looked up and he had two opportunities, and look at that, an inch perfect pass to Coppell, and Coppell did the rest. Robson. Oh, Muren said thank you very much. And here's Whiteside. And here's Coppell in a lot of space. Can it be number 4? There's the answer. 4-0 to Manchester United. And they've killed off Arsenal now. And just look at the space now as Whiteside plays it here perfectly again for Coppell, and some real clinical finishing there.
driven past Pat Jennings deep into the corner. And
so is Duxbury. McElroy, oh, off the legs, and Coppell! Coppell! Steve Coppell, a scorer. Manchester United in the lead. And the City penalty area.
And they were talking about the money they were on as well, so they weren't on a lot of money. And there was no agents or anything like that. You know, they were talking about mid-70s, no agents. Got to negotiate yourself. And it was really funny between the three of them, Steve Coppell, Joe Jordan and Mickey Thomas. Every time one person mentioned money, the other one went, "Did you really that much?" And then the other one would like top it with something else. And so you don't know if it was like banter or whatever. But it was that was funny. But yeah, Steve Coppell was doing that about his degree. Joe Jordan went to Leeds United as a young lad from Scotland, and that was a phenomenal story about what he was saying. And he was part when Leeds won the league as well. I didn't realise that he was part of the team. Joe Jordan, when he was young, when he won the league.
Hard player.
Yeah, tough Joe Jordan, real proper centre forward.
Brought up in Glasgow, I bet.
I think he was just outside. That's a good story as well. He said about where he was brought up. I can't remember now when it was, but I think it was just outside Glasgow, a small village, right? But he said when he was a kid, he was a United fan, and the reason why he was a United fan is because in the village he lived at, a former United player lived there. There's a player called Jimmy Delaney, and he was one of Busby's first signings after the war. He was a right winger, bought him from Celtic, great player. He was part of the '48 FA Cup winning team, Jimmy Delaney. He lived in the village, right? Yeah. And Joe Jordan was best friends or good friends with Jimmy Delaney's son, so they used to like knock about together, playing out football, wherever. And that's when he was United. So, and his dad started supporting United as well, so they used to travel down, and he had this soft spot for United. So when obviously he came to play for United, it was a no-brainer. So, especially going from Leeds, that's a tough one, isn't it? To come from Leeds to United. So,
let's go, shoot them in the back now. What they want, I don't know. They're all ripped up and ready to go. Performing in the straight line. They're going through a tight one. You keep to losing their mind. A
few people at Leeds were a little bit disappointed that I had moved. But I was patient enough. I had, as I say, a long time at Leeds. And I just thought it was right for me. I had to move, and I did so. And I enjoyed my spell at Leeds United. And I've got to say, playing for Manchester United was fantastic. It was a great club. It was a great club. Full of medals.
And Jordan with the header, 1-0 to Manchester United. A thundering header by Jordan.
To kick you off the park, he'd kick them off the park.
Just that grin and that roar at opponents.
He'd do anything to put that ball in the net.
And it's not in at the far post by Joe Jordan.
They called him Jaws. Joe Jordan struck fear into the hearts of defenders everywhere, and his all-action style ensured cult hero status in his time at Old Trafford.
A fan likes to see a player pull the shirt on, die for the shirt, and terrorise the opposition. Tested the centre half and terrorised him. And had him so he was half scared to death and just didn't know what was going to happen next.
And there's a near riot going on.
So yeah, it was good stories they were saying. And then Mickey Thomas, it was
Dave McCorker. Hi Dave, it's Mickey Thomas here. Can I say hello to you?
It was just I was saying about his honesty, and he was saying he said education wise, he said I haven't really had one. He said I left school a lot younger, I think 14, I think he said it was 15. He said I couldn't read or write at a certain age as well. He said I had no confidence doing that, but I could play football. But I still didn't have the confidence to do that. You know, but then he said he went to, there was some football event, tournament or something like that was being held, and he was part of it, and he's the one that he got highlighted, that picked out that he was the best one in this tournament. And it sort of went from there, and then Wrexham signed him. And he was playing there as a young lad. I think he was like 17 or something when he made his debut. But then one day United came in for him, and he just like, what? It was too much for him. Too big a move. massive. He said he couldn't believe it because you got these players. Obviously, Joe Jordan was playing their money as well because all three of them played in the same team together. He said, I just couldn't handle it. It was too big a step for him. So, but he still did all right though, Mickey Thomas.
Yeah.
Considering. But he used to drive home from that. He didn't live in Manchester. He used to drive back to Wrexham. And sometimes he said he used to get changed last, stay in the changing room or whatever until everyone's gone, and then get changed and then go home. Or make sure he's there half an hour before everybody else. He just had this like anxiety. And I suppose that, and then it was never spoke about, was it?
No.
But he's saying, you know, talking about it now, which I think is really good. But you think of what he did and the player that he was. He scored some great goals for us.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, and and I said to him, I said, your story is, I think it's amazing. You know, and he was like, he thought, yeah, so we're really grateful, you know, for that. And I think everyone does got a lot of respect for him for being honest, you know, for it. And he's funny. He talks about the prison time, and he said one of the biggest mistakes he made is that he made the £20 notes about half an inch too big. So he said that's one of his biggest mistakes he's made in his football life. And he's like shaking his head, like I don't know he said I can't explain it, but I did my time sort of, and I got done for it. He said, but he was never in a prison for longer than a few weeks. He kept getting moved prisons, right? It's hilarious. He said, I probably had more prisons than I had teams, and I had a lot of teams. But they kept moving him because it was too high profile. Like they couldn't do it. And then he ended up staying in I can't remember now what prison it was. He was going to all these different ones. People looking after him as well in the prisons and what have you. And then it wasn't like a hard open prison, I think it was. So he used to go home for the weekend. Right, he used to be there for the week, but then he'd go home for the weekend, and his sister would have to drive him from Wales to wherever this was. I don't know if it was in Essex or whatever. And he said to the governor, he said, my sister's got to keep driving me back there. And he said, well, have you got your own car? And he went, yeah. He said, well, next time you drive, you park in my spot, right? And then your sister doesn't have to come back and forth. Then you can drive home then. And the governor of the prison was saying you could park in my car parking spot. And he said it was crazy. Everybody was looking after him, and he said it wasn't hard. So it was, it's so full. But the way he talks about it and stuff, it's hilarious. Absolutely.
Yeah,
hilarious.
I saw him on another program.
Yeah.
He said he got caught having an hanky-panky with the wife in the car.
Yeah.
And the guy said, well, what's wrong with that? He said.
Wasn't his wife?
It was my wife. So that was quite funny.
Yeah, there's some story about when he was signed for Chelsea about I don't know if it was in the physio room or even on the pitch or something. I don't know what the story is. I have asked him about it. He said, "Oh, that'll be for another time." He said, but he's
But it's not like a Welshman, is it? To behave like that.
No, I don't know.
Eh?
No. He's
The Welsh are crazy.
He's got Mickey Thomas has got that twinkle on him. So
yeah.
So you know, but he's it's hilarious.
Oh! And the penalty. And Thomas makes it 2.
With 8 minutes left. Now 11 is Phillips, 5 there is the captain Mickey Thomas. If Mickey Thomas feels he's got a score to settle against Arsenal, lost in a cup final against them when he played for Manchester United. And it's Thomas who takes it. Oh, what a goal, Mickey Thomas! He's done it, the magic little man at the venerable age of 37 has produced a sensational goal. And that has lit the fires. Oh, could you imagine a free kick struck sweeter than that and at a more important time? Seaman had no chance. It was right up into that top corner.
Cross coming in towards Ian Walsh, and it might knock down there, and it's in by Thomas. 1-1. So Wales have equalised through Mickey Thomas. Ray Kennedy. Looking. Caught in possession by Thomas. And England have fallen back in. Thomas. Alveston. Thomas. And let fly is he. What a goal! Mickey Thomas, 2-0. The chance was there, the range was right, the direction was absolutely perfect, beyond the flying David Fry, into the corner of the Crystal Palace net.
But what an event that was. Me and Rob were like, wow, you know, the stories and stuff. And you had to put questions forward, and I put a few questions. And at one stage, Alan Keegan, I said to Rob, that's my question, Rob. And he asked another question. I said, Rob, I said that one, because I sent him a shirt. And one of the question was, I asked, it was for Steve Coppell, and I said something along the lines of, obviously using when Rockinson was manager, what do you think it was? What was the missing ingredient? Well, we couldn't quite get there to win the league and pip Liverpool. What do you think it was? And he was like, oh. He said maybe it was a bit. He said Ron was. You had all these stories about like champagne char, you know, and stuff like that. He did have a sunbed in his office and the thing, so he didn't drink, but he had he sort of kept the image up. He said he didn't really drink, but he kept the image up. He always had a drink in his hand or whatever, but he'd only like have sips. He wouldn't be drinking it, you know. For that. But he said also, when we were training, he said it was like having the PE teacher from Kes. That's what he said. That's what he said. He said, you know, Bobby Charlton today because Dennis Law's in the wash. He said that's exactly what he was like. He said he'd be playing and he'd be commentating on the game on himself, and it'd be him playing, not us watching. He'd be playing, he'd be coming, and he goes, "Oh, that's best to Charlton," and "Oh, Charlton, what a goal that is!" And he said it's him just forget about the game. He said,
Well, you today, sir. Liverpool. Rubbish, lad. Don't know your club colours. Manchester United stripped this. They're playing Dennis Law again. Speed. Striker. No, Charlton today, lad. All over the field. Do go for striker. Of course, Charlton's not as quick up turn as Law, is he? You're trying to tell me about football? No, I'm just telling you. You're trying to tell me? No, sir. Anyway, Dennis Law's in the wash this week.
Goal, sir.
Right, David, we're Manchester United. Who are you?
We'll be Spurs, sir, then there's no clash of colours.
Right, and it's Manchester United versus Spurs in this important fifth-round cup tie here at Old Trafford. And it's the fair-haired, slightly balding Charlton to kick off. Come on, Speed! What are you playing at, lad?
Then he said maybe we needed that bit of grit, you know, to over the period of 40 odd games where we just missed that. And I thought, yeah, I said I could see that. But I said to so because I'm sat right at the front, and I went to Alan Keegan. I said, Alan, can I just add to that? And you weren't allowed to. He said no, you can't, because it's just because he said we had problems with people. I said no. I said that was my question. But can I just say something? Anyway, but Mickey Thomas, bless him, said to us, no. He said, go on, let him talk. He told Alan to let me talk, right? He said, let him talk. And I said, it was only a quick one. I said, Steve, I said, that was my question. I said, but I'll tell you what the missing ingredient was. I said, it was you. I said, it was because when you got injured, if you were stayed fit, we would have won the league in 83, 84. And he went, oh, I said, mate, he said, bless you. He said, that's really kind, you know, to do that. And Mickey Thomas was going, yeah. He was a top man. He's like really going like this and doing it. And I was like, yes. Come on then. So
you are.
So me and Rob fist bumping each other, saying, yeah. So, but it was. I think it was.
Yeah.
That's what we're missing. Imagine Stevie Coppell playing with a fit Robbo and Remy Moses, Ray Wilkinson,
absolutely fantastic.
You know, because we only saw him that little bits when we were going when he was coming to the end because of the injury. What a player! Incredible.
Stapleton's touch, and Coppell! Second week running, Steve Coppell. 1-0 to Manchester United. The Muren corner from the far side produces the...
Moses. Todd misjudged it. And Koppel! He found a gap where there seemed to be none. The original ball in from Remy Moses deceived Colin Todd in the air, and Koppel got away from Swain, and the power of the shot was too much for Sutton. And will 2-0 be too much for Forest? Whiteside. Koppel again. Stapleton! This time Young was the defender. He was beaten by the trajectory. And Stapleton waited behind Young from Koppel's cross. And Stapleton picked his spot towards the bottom corner, but it was a foot wide.
You can't help comparing players from the past to the present day.
Yeah.
It's inevitable, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I saw last night against Arsenal.
Mm.
We brought on a famous right winger.
Yes.
Compare him to Stevie Koppel. No comparison.
He wasn't good enough to lace his boots.
No.
To actually just scrape the mud off the bottom.
Yeah.
He was, nowhere near it.
No.
No.
That's not to run a player down. I mean,
No.
it's not to run a player down. We shouldn't do that.
No. It's not. Like you said before, it's not his fault, really.
No.
Is it? It's not his fault that he's not good enough to play for our club.
No.
And that he's been given the right coaching or whatever. But he's not good at. They're not good enough.
No.
So and that's what we need, isn't it? But these guys did everything to play, didn't they?
Yeah.
Different ball game. But it's a different era, isn't it? They've got too much money, which again isn't their fault.
No, but once again, we both said that, but the same applies to City,
All the teams, and that,
to Liverpool, to Arsenal.
Yeah.
They're on fantastic money.
Yeah.
But you see a different level of play, a different type of play.
Yeah.
Different players.
But those teams they've got good managers, and they've sort of modelled their team around the ideas that they want, haven't they? And every player is bought into that idea, and they play as a team. And we haven't had that we've had it in little snippets, haven't we? Little snippets where we think, oh, someone's turning the corner, and then all of a sudden, they go, oh, now forget it, we won't bother anymore.
Yeah.
So maybe this guy can do that, but it's going to take some time.
You can only hope.
You can only hope.
My age is.
Only hope. You can only hope. So, yeah. So with going to them events, I've managed to get a few more signatures in the book. I'll put some pictures. I'm trying to get this one. It's the 1977 FA Cup winning team picture.
Mm.
So I've got two so far. So Stevie Koppel and Sammy McElroy. So I should be able to get a few more. Some of them obviously I won't be able to get. But so we've got Stevie Koppel signed. You can see the picture. I'll put that up. We've got a few more. Sammy McElroy's in there.
I was just seeing the picture there of Gary Birtle.
Yeah.
I was watching the game the other night, and he was one of the co-commentators.
Yeah.
Gary Birtles.
Gary Birtles.
He talks a lot of sense.
Gary Birtles does, yeah.
Yeah.
Gary
very
Birtles
good.
Does, yeah. So, but he just couldn't score for United, could he?
No.
So was it because he was just the wrong type of player? That's what they were saying. That maybe he was the wrong type of player to play alongside Frank Stapleton.
Sometimes it doesn't work.
So he had there was a different team on it, Forest, to when he come to United.
Mm.
So, but I don't know. But yeah, Gary Birtles, yeah, he was quite flamboyant, wasn't he, with his
dress? And there's the photograph there.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing a dress. It was a dodgy jacket and a bow tie.
Yeah.
So Joe Jordan signed the book, and we've got Mickey Thomas as well, Andy Ritchie. Ashley
Whose
Gross.
signature is that?
Which one? Andy Ritchie. It's incredible, isn't it?
How long does it take him to do that?
Well, I think he does it fairly quickly, but he does the same every time. So, and I was like, said to him, I said, Andy, I said, that's mental, mate. I said, I love it. I said, but it's mental.
What did he say?
He said, thanks. Yeah. It's it's so funny, isn't it? But these are good. These are older players, but it's the proper autographs.
Yeah,
that's the difference. You've got Joe Jordan there. You can sort of say it's that was all right. Stevie Coppell one is obviously talking about these, but I'll put them all up on the picture. We'll be talking and you'll be seeing the autographs. It's you know, Stevie Coppell. It's a proper autograph, isn't it? So Willie Morgan will be a good one to get on here in this book.
Yeah.
Alan Gowling, remember Alan Gowling?
Mm-hmm.
So I got him to sign it as well. Just see if I can find the kiddo. Alex Stepney got it signed it as well, look now. That's a good one. It's a good picture in it, Alex Stepney.
Yeah.
Bestie. Yeah, he's kiddo. Best wishes to Dave, Brian Kidd. And he's only young there, isn't he? Brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm doing all right. But there was a chap as well I was talking to who I've seen online. What do they call it? He calls himself, it's Logan, I think it was, and the Cheeseman or something like that. And he does this for a living, like gets signatures and stuff like that. But he also does for his own collection.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got this same book, right? But he's got the next edition. So it's like another 10 seasons added onto it with different other players. But I've got this one up to the treble team. And he clocked me with the book, right? He saw me going to get Paddy Crerand's autograph on it. And it wasn't until I was coming back to the car that I noticed him. And I went, you know, and I clocked him and I said, all right. And he went, yeah, I said, I've seen you on. He said, yeah. I said, I love your videos and stuff that you do. And he said, yeah. He said, I clocked you. I said, how many have you got in your book? I said, I saw you getting Paddy Crerand's and the thing there. So I said, yeah. I said, it's a great idea, isn't it? This book's brilliant. And he said, yeah, but he's got loads in on there. And he's travelled to see some of these older players. Like he tracked down Jim McCalliog. We talked about Jim McCalliog, haven't we? He runs a B&B up in Scotland somewhere. And he drove up to the place to knock on his door. And he was fine. He loved it. Jim McCalliog was showing him all his bits and pieces and whatever.
Yeah.
Memorabilia. So it was really good. But he said to me, this chap, he said, you know, I can help you with a couple of them. Like some of them live locally. He said, well, you know, if we maybe do it, and I'll show you where a couple of these, like some of the not so famous players. But remember Paddy Roach, the old reserve keeper?
Yeah.
Gary Bailey's understudy sort of thing. He said he doesn't live local. He said he loves it, people knocking on his door, which you imagine they would. And some other ones as well. And I said, that'd be brilliant. If you don't, you know, he might not be able to do it, but he might do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, but it's good fun. But the one funny story was Sammy McElroy, right? I was there and but it started to rain. It was like the fine rain that really soaks you through, right? Couldn't find his page, could I? I was panicking a little bit, to be honest. And then, and I didn't have my glasses on, which was another fatal mistake. And Sammy McElroy politely said, I'm getting wet here. And I went, I know you are, sorry, mate. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get you next time, Sammy, and I apologise, but thanks for waiting. But I can't find your picture in the book, even though you've got a double spread. But he was fine with it. He was no problem. So, but I couldn't leave him standing in the rain, could I?
No.
Yeah, so that's it. But yeah, one time that I've lost my cool doing this. Normally, quite professional.
Well, it happens to us.
These things happen, don't they? These things happen. So yeah, there we go.
Very good. So is that it?
I think that's quite large. We're going to talk about what we're going to do next, don't we?
Well, once again, a quick reminder: if you wouldn't mind, just press subscribe and like. It does help us, and we can keep up to date with our members, can't we?
We can.
Well, we try to anyway.
Yeah, and if put the email address as well, Yeah, people like Scotty. You know, you said you'll never be able to speak. Email address, mate. Drop me an email, and then we'll get in touch through that way, and then we'll sort something out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions you want to do and whatever.
Yep.
And then what we're going to do next? We're going to do a Christmas edition.
Do a Christmas edition, yeah.
Yeah. So
there'll be a quiz, hopefully.
Yeah, we do a quiz. Yeah. So we'll work on that one. Yeah. So not a quiz for us, but a quiz for you guys, just to do a bit of fun in it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And a bit of singing as well. We're going to sing some carols, aren't we?
Are we?
Yeah. 5 Cantonars, 4 Cantonars, 3 Cantonars, 2 Cantonars, and an Eric Cantona. United, United, United. That sort of thing.
Very good, yeah. Well, I'll let you carry on with that then.
You got Jingle Bells as well. I've seen that one.
You should see a doctor about that.
Yeah, we do Jingle Bells. You have got King Neck Cream for that as well. But yeah, that'll be good.
All right then.
So we'll do the Christmas one, and then we'll probably get it published once I've moved and the divorce has happened and everything. So it'll probably be middle of February by the time that comes out.
Right.
No, well, we'll get that out for you. No problem.
Okay.
There we go then.
That's good night from. Good night.
Goodbye.
Well, it's getting dark.
Getting darker now, isn't it? Yeah. Good night from him.
And it's a good night from him.
Stay safe.
Yeah, bye.
See you soon. United! Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Don't.
Come on, you're supposed to be professional. Let me do it.
I'm delicate.
Right.
Yeah.
Just, all right. Stop pulling it. Because it won't turn, you see, this one. Like the other ones do. There you go. Do testing 1, 2, 1, 2.
Is it recording now?
Do we testing 1, 2, 1, 2?
Testing 1, 2, 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Don't touch me.
Now football is a pleasant game, played in the sun, played in the rain, and the team that gets me excited, Manchester United, Manchester, Manchester